Let me pop my video up here. There you go. That's how you be professionals. Thank goodness Breda Pest Management's better at their jobs than I am at putting the video on the screen. Brent Rollins, Dayne Young, filmed on live from UGAsports.com. We've talked a lot live tonight about what Georgia did in the second half and in overtime to find a way to beat Texas and win the SEC. This video is Georgia's offense in the first half only, why it struggled. We're talking like 50 yards or so of offense here. And just didn't do much running, didn't do much passing. We're here to show you that, and it ends in Carson Beck's injury, which is the story of the college football playoff of what Georgia has after that. But we are looking at what Georgia's offense did in this game here in the first half, Brent. It begins here with a screen attempt to Arian Smith.
A quick Arian touch. Remember, we talked about it last week. Hey, given the drop issue, get him a quick run, a quick screen, something like that, and then, hopefully see the ball again and go. And this play, by the way, could have been huge, because what you get here, pause it right about, let's see, a little bit more, right about now. So when you think about how this works, Freeling is getting like the first sort of threat. Jared Wilson's getting the next. Well, based upon their pre-snap alignment, the next one is at the back of the SEC logo right now. But look who makes the if Jared Wilson to me turns around right here, because look at who is it Tate? Yeah, Tate gets out there, turns around. If Wilson turns around right here and blocks 45 or gets in the way of those two guys there, that's who makes the play. And then because you're in the reason I would love to see him look to do that more on those plays is because he's in the short. You're going to the short side of the field. It's not like you're on the wide side of the field, and your receiver is going to be a lot further away from the defensive line. But by the way, 45 is a really good football player.
Yeah,
super athletic for 6'4", 310, 305, whatever he is.
I hope your favorite NFL team gets Broughton. Yes.
Yeah. He won't be picked by the Falcons. They don't know how to draft good defensive linemen. Anyway, but I mean, they just haven't.
Penix shade.
But anyway, still could have been a big play.
Eyes here on 84. You also been better in recent weeks. Not as much in this game. Still solid.
No, and this is I don't understand this one. What he's thinking here, because this is just split zone. He's coming back across, and it looks like he's maybe thinking he's supposed to insert, right, with the way he attacks, and then it's like, there's that guy. And guess what? When your quarterback is staring at the running back and then looking, I guess, at the running back only and not looking at anything that's going on in front of him.
Well, and this quarterback's not a threat to keep this anyway. They don't do that.
No. But at least he could have put his eyes on the guy. But no, that's you get that. And then after,
how about Etienne staying on his feet, trying to make something happen?
And then loses 5 yards, unfortunately, because of it. But he battled, by the way. But yeah, you miss one spot here, because if you get the guy, you probably have a pretty solid play.
Yeah,
you're at least getting 3.
You'd have some gap.
You're staying ahead of the chains. Yeah, you're staying ahead of the chains. Backers going to make the play.
Depending on how that works.
Yeah,
but we'll never know.
Nope.
Did you know that Georgia leads the nation in drops, Brent?
I did, and I also didn't know why they ran this play. Because if you're Carson Beck, like, look at the safety just staring that down from the get-go, by the way, and coming down. So even if he catches this, he's, 3-4 yards short of the first down? Yeah, because they got to get it right around the 50. This was, like I said, this was one I didn't get. I mean,
you toss this out the cash and just to get what you get.
I mean, no, it's not so much that. I don't think you're doing anything there. But if you're going to do that on the backside, all right, go get somewhere go get some sort of route that gets you to past the sticks.
Well, they didn't do that in this case. Which is one reason that we're showing what we did from the offense in the first half, because they didn't do a whole lot on offense altogether. And I would imagine you were in the building, pretty frustrating for Georgia fans that were there in that first half.
I think so. And I think there's one massive point of frustration that we're going to get to in a little while. But yeah, this think, yeah, we've seen more of this recently. Play fake, jet fake, hit the tight end straight down the field. By the way, this is a heck of a job by Carson Beck throwing the ball away from the defense and into the catch there. Because if he leads him, I mean, you're going to hit the umpire that's in the way again. You got the defender there too, but just throwing it to the open space. Great job. I do think this is still something that could exist with Gunner in the offense. But like I said, Beck's release is just so quick on those. It's hard to replicate that.
Good job here by Fairchild, who is coming to make the backside block on the right side. Tight quarters here when you have Truss in the front and then you have a fake this way. And then once feet get stepped on, makes his block. Let's Carson make that happen. Just tight quarters in there. We saw this even last week when Truss stepped on someone's foot. I mean, it's always way more coordinated than you think big guys could be.
Yes, very much so. All right, so this is one that to me I enjoy as a change of pace for them, because what you got here is, so typically with this you would see this. All right, so stop there. You would typically see this be Jurasic coming back to the left, everybody zoning to the right. Right, split zone, and everybody sort of working that way. But this is sort of same side inside zone. So everybody's zoning left, and you're handing the ball off to the back on left. Because what does Texas a lot of times want to do? They want to play based upon where the back is. And the initial steps by ETN to the right, boom, potentially gets some heads looking that way and creates natural creases there. Because you see Norton come inside. Oh, I can make the play here. But that sets that block up perfectly. And a good job by him. And then go get what you can get.
Good rep here from Monroe Freeling. Not one of his better games,
no,
especially in the last month or so.
Yeah, he's been really good. And you saw Ernest Green come in for a series a little bit there. But no, still good stuff from Jared Wilson too. Tate getting his head on the correct side.
Nate Frazier.
I think this more and more counter things where he gets going downhill in a hurry. It's just it's good offense for them. And the other thing too with this is the unique part about this. So typically when you see positive the snap, there we go. All right, so see the three down linemen and then the edge defender for Texas. A lot of times with this, you're going to see Ratledge or Truss have to block the guy that's right in front of him individually, and then Fairchild come across and kick out the defensive end that's kind of standing up there. But watch what they do here to influence. This is something I think they did for Texas. So they influence that guy a little bit with Truss's step down. He goes to kick out, and then they sort of, in essence, trap or block the 4-eye D lineman, and then Jurasic there. So it hits. So this play is designed to hit right up the middle because you're trapping that guy. Like that's a good little change up that you haven't really seen from them much this year.
As we've seen more of Nate Frazier, have you refined a comp for him at all based on just what we've seen from his running ability?
I think one person said on the vent a long time ago, Cadillac Williams was a comp, and I thought that was actually a good one because he ran very violent like that. But that's obviously going way back old school.
I love it. Okay, I had not heard that one. Shout out to whoever that was on the dog vent. All right, is this when the fans moaning and groaning was at the loudest?
Yes, I definitely so, because this is perfectly designed and run. And by the way, this is the route that I thought they would run with. It's the same sort of combo. I thought they'd run this there. And Arian does a phenomenal job of creating separation. And I actually wrote this down, and then I saw Terrence Edwards tweet about this today, that this is as much an eyes issue as it is a hands issue, that he would put this one more on his eyes coming up too late. See how he gets head down there in his break, and then his eyes have got to come up and find the ball, and he kind of misjudges the ball where the ball is. And which one of the things that's unique about playing in that stadium, and I was noticing this just on the sideline, especially if you're a punt returner. It's a little bit way different if you're a punt returner. Like the video board is just in peripheral view all the time, especially if you have to look up in any way. So yeah, obviously the drops are a struggle, and this was a huge play because I think they end up having to just get a field goal here.
I said this before. Georgia leads the nation in drops. Arian Smith is a large portion of that, but he made so many winning football plays in this. So couch your criticism of his drops with he's the one that recovered the fumble. He's the one that got the fake punt first down. He's a special teams gunner. He gets in and does really good on really edge blocking sometimes, but perimeter blocking too when he's not the biggest. Like that's stuff that he's worked at. He's a team leader for Georgia. So if you think they need to like bench him just for any old receiver, that's not how the team dynamics works. He's a good football player, and he sticks with it. That's the thing that someone told me. Even after drops, like you see him kind of keep the pace. Yeah. He's not drooping his head down, and he's had enough drops to be discouraged by it this year.
Mm-hmm. Still the leading receiver in the game, leading receiver in the season.
Yeah.
All right, so pause it. What are you instantly thinking on 1st and 10 with the people that are in the game?
Well, when I see 20, I think jet.
Look who the tailback is.
Cash. Pass.
So this to me was a you remember the play? I forget who it was, maybe Miss State or Auburn. I think it was Auburn, maybe. A couple of fakes, deep shot to Arian, the Arian caught as he was diving.
Yeah.
I think that's what this play was going to be. And he changed the play. He didn't like the coverage look. He didn't like the look, so he goes and changes it. And just to a sheer, just a regular inside zone play. Hey, we're going to work the mic. We're going to work up to this guy. This guy's the mic. This is who we're working up against to. Delp's pointing out, hey, I'm going here. All that kind of stuff. But I think this, because watch what Phillips does. I think this was going to be fake something there, fake the reverse, throw it deep, kind of that type of play. But he didn't like the look and checked out of it.
I like that analysis. 2nd and 6.
This is one where how much did the drops impact the decision making?
Because
watch Arian Smith. When you're even, he's leaving. Like when they're even, he's leaving. Like this should be a shot play. Throw this thing on the hash. Like right there. He's now granted the guy comes off of him, and so it looks even way worse after the ball's out. But he was already beating him.
And he's running to the inside of the field, so he's going to separate more.
This is throw that thing on the hash. I mean, it makes a great throw. It's the only spot the ball could be in terms of the throw to Lucky. But also the drifting. He's drifting. Stay in the pocket, throw that thing up the hash, and that might be a big play. But like I said, how much do the drops impact what some of the things you do later in the game? I don't know.
3rd and 6 now. Georgia, again, only scored a field goal to this point. Hasn't gained very many yards.
These plays to me are – I love that. This is a great throw, by the way. Great throw. Really good coverage. But on 3rd and 6, in terms of high probability of success rate, you also get beat at the tackle spot, which also one of the things that you notice as you watch as the half went on and – Texas got just a little bit of pressure is his drop depth. When he starts feeling more pressure, it creeps back further. Whereas those last 3-4 games of the season, he was hanging out at 8 yards. But here he gets to 9.5 yards, and that allows that edge defender. It makes that job of the left tackle infinitely harder. But yeah, percentage wise, I'm just not a fan of this on 3rd and 6. I'd rather. Like 2nd and 6, fine. But
the other thing I want to see here is I want to see Dylan Bell get a little bit more physical and try to turn the shoulders and make a catch. And maybe it's not possible with the way
Yeah.
it has the leverage there, but like get physical a little bit earlier if you can. Find a way to separate, and you're not that catch is so impossible to make with your body going one way and trying to kind of catch it behind on the right. But if you can try to turn and contort a little bit, Terrence Edwards would know way better than me of how to advise that. But that also seems low probability of, the best receivers turn their body around in some way.
It's a good throw. You get one-on-one. You say, hey, kind of go win that. But it's just and specifically for Georgia this season, it's just not been a high probability play. Anyway.
Yeah. And then final play of the half, situationally, question mark.
Why not kick it? It's indoors. He's not. I mean, I don't know what his career long is, but I mean, he was making them from 55 in warmups with much room to spare. And the other thing of this is think about the play here. You're asking a quarterback whose strength is to be in structure to go create a space for himself out of structure. Like someone asked me on the event, how come this is not a pressure on Truss? Because Truss does his job right here. Like the quarterback's scrambling around. You're creating a pocket. That's got to be a step up into the void to the right. And he, steps up into the void on the left. And by the way, great job of these guys not giving up, because you give up at the end of this and all of a sudden that's a touchdown at the end of the half. Fairchild ends up with the ball there. That's another one of those could have been big, humongous kind of game-changing plays, but it obviously was a game-changing play from the sense of that your quarterback is now hurt, and to the extent we don't necessarily know yet, but it's not, I would highly doubt that it's anywhere near to where he's done for the playoffs in my mind.
Yeah, the expectation is that's his last snap at Georgia. I suppose there's a crazy case. He could technically come back. He has one more year of eligibility. I was even joking with Brent, like if it is an injury that requires a long recovery, would he come back and take a medical red shirt and be ready for 26-27 year? I don't see any of that being the case.
No.
The expectation is that he'll move on to the next part of his athletic career, which looks like that's going to start with some recovery of some kind. That was Georgia's first half offense, and it was not anything not anything to crow about, and we'll leave it at that. The things that we do crow about: Breda Pest Management. You see their logo up on the screen. BredaPest.com is where you can have your home protected by the folks who protect Sanford Stadium. Other supporters that we really encourage you to support: that is Oconee Gold Barbecue Sauce, OconeeGoldBBQSauce.com. Film Don't Lie is the promo code that gets you 20% off of your order. And ASW Distillery, they like to say that they are distilled by dogs. 5 of the 6 founders are UGA grads, and they produce the Hunker Bourbon and Hunker Vodka that anytime it's purchased, that helps Georgia's Classic City Collective with its talent acquisition. That's it for Film Don't Lie on Georgia's offense in the first half against Texas. Make sure you check out all of our Film Don't Lie videos on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're watching this. Thanks for watching, everyone.